Hey, what are you doing hiding there? Get out! This is private property!
Ma'am, please keep your voice down. The kids are coming down.
People
I'm here
like
to
you don't
surprise
live
them.
here! I already called the cops, now I'm collecting evidence on you!
Trespassing!
Officers, I'm the uncle. This is my family's house across the street. Call the parents.
This phone and body cam footage captured a holiday-turned-nightmare. The trespasser in the Santa suite wasn't a stranger. He was family. What you're about to hear will expose entitlement, hypocrisy, and a community's reckoning. Before we unpack the full story, comment where you're watching from and subscribe. These truths need to be heard. On a snowy Christmas Eve in Wilkes-Barre County, the air was filled with the scent of pine and fresh-baked cookies, lights twinkling from every rooftop like stars brought down to earth. Families gathered around fireplaces, children buzzing with excitement for Santa's arrival. But in one quiet suburban neighborhood, that magic was about to be shattered by a single call. A call rooted in suspicion that had no place in the season of joy. The woman behind the phone, Sarah Kay, wasn't even from around there. She was a guest, invited by her cousin's family for what was supposed to be a warm holiday gathering. Sarah arrived with a smile, arms full of store-bought pies, chatting about how much she loved traditional Christmases. But beneath that polite exterior lurked something uglier. A habit of seeing threats where none existed, especially when those threats didn't look like her idea of who belonged in a nice neighborhood. Across the street lived a loving family, preparing for a special surprise. The parents had planned it meticulously, texts flying back and forth, gifts wrapped and hidden. Their uncle, James B., had driven over 2,000 miles from the West Coast, his car packed with toys and a Santa suit he'd rented just for the occasion. James was the kind of uncle every kid dreams of. Funny, generous, the one who always showed up with stories and surprises. This year, he'd gone all out, hiding in the garden bushes to burst out as Santa when the kids came home from caroling. The parents knew, of course, it was going to be perfect. But Sarah, peering out the guest room window, saw something different. A black man in a red suit crouched in the snow with bags. Her mind jumped straight to intruder, to danger, without a second thought for the holiday context. She didn't knock on the door to ask her hosts. She didn't consider the lights, the decorations, the obvious setup. Instead, she grabbed her phone and dialed emergency services. "There's a suspicious man in a Santa costume lurking in the bushes," she told the dispatcher. "He's probably up to no good. Send someone quick." The police arrived faster than reindeer on rooftops. 2 officers from Wilkes-Barre County PD pulled up, lights flashing but sirens off. After all, it was Christmas Eve. Sarah rushed out, phone still recording, pointing accusingly. The lead officer, Ryan H., approached with his hand on his belt, backup staying a step behind. James peeked out from the bushes, trying to explain in that calm, reassuring voice. But Sarah drowned him out, her words sharp as icicles. The parents heard the commotion and came running, the kids trailing, behind wide-eyed. "That's my brother," the mom shouted. "He's here for the surprise." But Ryan waved them off, focusing on Sarah's version. He cuffed James right there in the snow, gifts tumbling out like forgotten dreams. The kids' faces crumpled, tears freezing on their cheeks as Santa was led away. Sarah stood smug, muttering about safety, while the family stood in shock, their perfect evening crumbling. What made it worse was how the officers handled it. They had the proof right there. Texts on James's phone, the parents' confirmation. A quick check could have ended it on the spot. But Ryan insisted on taking James to the station for full processing. "Policy," he said. "Better safe than sorry." They didn't cuff Sarah, didn't question her call, just took her details and drove off with James in the back seat, leaving a trail of shattered holiday spirit. The family was left to pick up the pieces. The kids, confused and heartbroken, asked why Santa was taken away. The parents tried to salvage what they could, but the magic was gone. James spent hours at the station, answering the same questions over and over, his Santa hat crumpled in his lap. It was humiliating, unnecessary, a clear case of overreach that reeked of something deeper. As the night wore on, the hosts, Sarah's cousins, acted all concerned. They hugged the kids, promised it was a misunderstanding, but in private whispers, they backed Sarah up. "You did the right thing calling," the husband said. "Things have changed around here. You can't be too careful." It was a mask slipping, revealing the hypocrisy beneath their festive facade. They talked a big game about inclusivity at dinner, sharing stories of diverse friends. But when it came down to it, their actions spoke louder. The first real crack came when the family started filming too. The mom grabbed her phone, capturing the officer's dismissal, Sarah's smug grin. James, from the squad car, called out to keep recording. That footage, combined with Sarah's own video, would become the turning point. Sarah, feeling like a hero, posted her evidence online that very night. "Stopped a suspicious Santa lurking in the bushes," she captioned it. "Protecting the holidays. Better safe than sorry." She expected praise, likes from her circle. But the internet has a way of flipping scripts. Friends of the family saw it, tagged the real story. Comments exploded, "That's the uncle. You ruined Christmas." Racist much? The video boomed, but not in her favor. 4.8 million views overnight, a massive backlash wave. Hashtags like Santa shamed and I'd holiday hypocrite trended, exposing Sarah's past calls and her host's old social media posts complaining about the neighborhood changing. The twist deepened when old messages resurfaced. Sarah's cousins had boasted about their traditional area, hinting at discomfort with new families moving in. They pretended to be shocked publicly, posting apologies, but it rang hollow. Fake tears in a video that only fueled more outrage. At the station, the overreach unraveled. James's ID checked out, the parents' calls flooded in, but the officers dragged it out. Policy their shield. Ryan brushed off pleas. "Calls like this happen all the time. Gotta follow through." The backup officer shifted uncomfortably but stayed silent, complicit in the delay. By morning, the viral storm hit Willsbrook County PD like a blizzard. Reporters swarmed, demanding answers. An investigation launched, uncovering a pattern. 10 similar calls where officers overreacted to suspicious reports from entitled callers, always targeting minorities. Ryan faced discipline, his "better safe" mantra exposed as bias. The family didn't let it slide. James, back home but scarred, joined his sister in a lawsuit against Sarah and the county. False arrest, emotional distress, defamation, the claims stacked up. Sarah fought back, claiming innocence, but her own video damned her. The settlement came fast. $1.8 million, plus mandated training for officers on bias and false calls. Sarah's world crumbled. Job lost amid the backlash. Friends ghosted her. Her cousins issued that tearful apology, but it backfired when screenshots showed their private support for her actions. The family disowned the connection. The nice facade shattered. In the end, Christmas was redeemed. A day late, but James donned the suit again, bursting in with gifts and laughter. The kids' eyes lit up, the trauma fading into a story of resilience. Willsbrook County changed too. Holiday events now celebrated diversity. Police protocols tightened. In Willsbrook County, one prejudiced call nearly stole Christmas, but truth, family bonds, and accountability brought the magic back. Safety can't mask ugly bias. If this infuriated you, share your holiday stories in the comments, and subscribe. Tomorrow's expose hits even harder.